What is up, Aries? How y'all doing, man? Guess what time it is? It's my favorite time of the month. It's time for the mid-month messages. So, why is that my favorite time of the month? Because what I'm looking for in the mid-month messages is I'm checking to see if timelines have changed. My favorite time of the month, dude. All you got to do is take the advice that was provided to you in the main monthly reading and apply that to your situation. And that could potentially change your timeline. So that's what we're looking at here today. Now, for those of you who are in need of a personal reading, you can find all the information you need on how to go about doing that in the description of this video. Also, for those of you who haven't caught the memo, for the month of May, I decided to break out my course on how to read the tarot. Actually, to this day, that still remains my most popular course of all of them. It's a two-part course. It is kind of extensive, but at the end of the day, it's mainly designed to simplify tarot reading. I know that may sound a little bit paradoxical, but that's the whole goal in the course, is that a lot of people like rack their brains overthinking it, you know, and it's actually a lot simpler than a lot of people try to make it. And that's the overall goal with that. So the link for that is in the description. June 1st, it goes bye-bye. All right, what should I read first, man? Oh, I guess let's just go ahead and start off with the good old person from the past. Let's see if timelines have changed. Have timelines changed between Aries and the person from the past? If they change, did they change for the better or for the worse? Ooh, Empress. Could be a Taurus for some of you. Oops, whoops. There we go. Boom, Strength card reversed. Oh, we got that Ace of Swords reversed. Okay. Well, okay, so you know I'm not allowed to spy on the personal details of somebody else's life unless it's something that you need to hear. However, I can tell you the energy that's coming off of them. So I can tell you this much. They have not been having very much success at all when it comes to trying to replace you. Not at all. To what extent, I don't know. I don't know if if they left you for one specific person and that relationship is going downhill, or if they just can't fucking meet nobody. But yeah, they have not been having a whole lot of success. I think they've been contemplating wanting to reach out and communicate, but they don't really know how to approach you. They don't know how to start a conversation with you. And they're a little bit afraid of coming forward and embarrassing themselves, basically. Ooh, 10 of Cups and the Empress, though. I just wonder if they're looking back and feeling kind of stupid for letting this slip away like they did. Huh. Man, I'm thinking they're contemplating, but Two of Wands, Ace of Swords reversed. They don't know how to approach you. For those of you who dealt with somebody that had an addiction issue, if you're wondering, no, I don't think they've gotten clean. I know that's not all of you, but the Devil card came out, so. Okay, well, let's see how they feel about you at the deepest level. How's this person feeling about Aries at the deepest level? Do they really want to get with you and be with you? What's their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Boom, Knight of Pentacles reversed. Ace of Swords reversed again. Devil card again. Tower reversed. Okay. Well, first of all, I just think this person is incredibly lonely. Like I said, I don't think they've had a whole lot of success in their love life since you all parted ways. So they are incredibly lonely. Which begs the question, if they did get with somebody else, would they still even be thinking about you? You know? Are they only thinking about you because they're lonely? It's hard to say. I don't see anything here indicating anything emotional other than loneliness, you know? Also, I think they are incredibly nosy. They've been wondering what the hell is going on in your life, just to be nosy. And they want to know how you feel about them. They want to know if you're wanting to reconcile with them. But honestly, when it all comes down to it, this just feels like loneliness. You know? Feels like they just lonely. All right, well, I think we got the outcome in the first spread, so let's grab the advice here. Would it be a good idea for Aries to communicate with the past person? Would that be a good idea? Four of Swords reversed. Ooh, the past person card jumped out overall. All right. Well, this is saying that if they don't straight up come forward and reach out to you, that reaching out to them probably wouldn't be a very good idea in the month of May. However, if they do want to swallow their pride and approach you like a mature adult, and both of you could put your egos aside, you could work things out. I could see the two of you working things out. So, I don't know what it is about the month of May. I guess it would depend maybe on how long ago this came to an end. But for some reason, it's saying in the month of May, you initiating contact probably wouldn't be the best idea. Probably not. Probably because this person has to put their ego aside and humble themselves, you know? And if you take the initiative to be the one to come pursue them, you know, that'll do the opposite of humble them. So I think this person, they need to be humbled. So maybe letting them squirm for a little bit could potentially help things. But then the question is, if the two of you end up coming back together, will you even be interested? We don't know yet. Again, my goal with advice and stuff like that is to give you control of the timeline. So, yeah, if they can swallow their ego and come reach out to you and both of you can put your egos aside, I could see y'all working things out. So, all right. Let's take a look at your love interest. Singles and your love interest. Have timelines changed? Is Aries still on the same timeline with their love interest? If timelines change, do they change for the better or for the worse? Oh shit, Tower. Four of Pentacles. Ooh. This is telling me that tension is building to the point where it's probably going to blow up and pop between the two of you. Yeah. Tension's building, 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 building. Pow! I don't know if it's erupting into an argument, or maybe you might just fucking ghost this person for some of you. You might just ghost this person. I don't know. When it comes to Aries, you never know how Aries is going to handle this kind of energy. I've seen so many different Aries handle this type of situation both ways. And it's always one extreme end of the spectrum or the other. Either, pow, it blows up, or, poof, Aries goes ghost. One of the two, you know? Okay, well, shit. Some of you could be dealing with a fellow Aries, but I feel like that's your energy right there. Putting your foot down and taking control of this situation, saying, fuck it. Okay, well, that was quick and easy. Let's see what this person's feelings and energies look like. What's this person's deepest feelings for Aries? Single Aries love interest. Keeping their options open. Yeah, well, can't say I blame you then. Especially if they're stringing you along, just kind of breadcrumbing you while keeping their options open. Yeah, okay. Looks like this person wants to be single. Yeah, I think they got their mind made up. At the end of the day, if this person could make a wish, they would wish to just be single and explore other options. So, hey, let's get the advice before I say anything else. Hang on. What's the advice for Aries? What's the advice? Ooh, Ten of Swords reversed. Two more. Ooh, Queen of Swords. So do the best you can, and I know this is a reach sometimes, depending on how frustrating the situation is, but do the best you can to try to keep your head on straight. Do the best you can. Try to keep your head on straight. Try not to let your emotions get the best of you. So basically, I think that means that minimizing the drama and the conflict that could pop off. If you're going to ghost them, you're better off ghosting them than it blowing up into conflict. However, I would recommend that you don't really ghost them until you put it out there. You know, you put it out there. Express your concerns. So when we use the word ghosting, let me preface this real quick, okay? Seems like a lot of people mean something different when they use the word ghosting. So here's what I mean. Well, first of all, let's talk about what I don't mean when I say ghosting. When I say ghosting, I don't mean that there's an argument and then you get blocked. That's not getting ghosted. It doesn't mean that something bad happened and then I break up with you. That's not being ghosted. Ghosted means everything was going just fucking fine. You never indicated that you were upset about anything. You never said that you were unhappy about anything. We just made plans to hang out next week, and then poof. So that's more along the lines of what I mean when I say ghosted. So when you're dealing with somebody that you don't really know all that well, it's best to at least put your concerns out there, right? Let it be known that there are some things that you're concerned about. And put it out there in the air so they know. At least let them know that what they're doing bothers you, or that there's something that you're not all that happy about. And if they don't do anything to alleviate your concerns or anything like that, then poof, okay. Then you can go ghost. And at least they'll know, or they should if they were fucking listening. You know? So, yeah. But try not to let it blow up into some conflict, because at the end of the day, that just fucks you up in the long run. Just fucks you up in the long run. All that does is create karma, lower your frequency, put another layer of karmic energy on your back, which in turn just fucks up your energetic pathway moving forward and alters the trajectory of your path in a not good way. You'll definitely take a lower timeline. So, okay. What should I look at next? What should I look at next? Let's look at the current long-term relationship. Current long-term partner. Have timelines changed? Is Aries still on the same timeline with the current long-term partner? If timelines change, did they change for the better or for the worse? Ooh, 4 of Wands. Okay. Okay. 4 of Wands. 2 more. Boom, Queen of Cups reversed. Hangman. Well, okay. Well, so I'm not seeing separation happening. You all are pushing through this. You are pushing through this, but it's kind of plateaued. I don't remember what timeline you were on in the beginning of May, but I'm not seeing separation happening. It's kind of a plateau, to be honest with you, with the Hangman and the Queen of Cups reversed. Things are just kind of plateauing. So May looks like April, like March, like February, January, December, November, October. And there's still some trust issues here too. Still some trust issues. Yeah, a lot of trust issues. I don't know who has the trust issues. But, okay. Well, let's see how this person feels about you. Some of you dealing with a Pisces. How's this person feel about Aries? What's their intentions look like? Sun card. Is this person even aware that there's an issue? Hang on. King of Wands reversed. Some of you could have kids with this person, but you know what this looks like? Sun card, King of Wands reversed, Empress. They either have no idea that the issue is as serious as it is, or they just don't give a fuck. They don't believe that you will ever leave. They don't think you're going anywhere. So it looks like they're comfortable. Have you all been on and off by chance? I try not to ask that, but the only reason I ask that is because something is making this person confident that you ain't going nowhere. I don't know. But yeah, it's just they don't take the problem seriously. They don't seem to care. They have no worries. They don't have a care in the world. They don't think you're ever going anywhere. They don't plan on going anywhere. It's like they don't care. Huh. Well, I guess let's just jump to the advice then. What's the advice for Aries with the current long-term partner? Ooh, star card reversed. All right. Ooh, and the Five of Pentacles. Well, this is tricky because what I thought was going to come through was something indicating that you all need to have a conversation and let this person know exactly where you stand. But now I'm kind of starting to get the impression that maybe you already have. Have you already done that? You already done all that? You've already told them where you stand, how you feel. So after a certain point, when you express your concerns and talk about where you stand over and over and over and over and over and over, after a certain point, if you don't back up what you say with action, they're just not going to care. Oh yeah, that's what you always say. You always say that, and you don't ever do nothing. So it's going to just fly right over their head. So I think where you all are in the game is that there's not really a whole lot of gray area. Not a lot. You can either boot, scoot, and boogie. Pew! Get the hell up out of there. Or you can just step back, accept it, and say, fuck it, what I got's what I got. Those are about the only two options that you have here. Unless you want to work on raising your own vibration. But honestly, if you were to do that successfully, and that's really hard to do when you have somebody in your life. It's hard for anybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care how awake you are. I don't care how good at manifesting you are. Taking control of your own vibration while you have somebody in your life is really hard to do. Really hard. Because they kind of act, they act like sandbags, you know? Well, no, here's a good analogy, the crab theory. You know, you ever heard the crab theory where you throw a bunch of crabs in a pot of boiling water and one of them starts to climb out, the rest of the crabs will drag it back in? That's what happens. When you have somebody in your life, doesn't matter who it is, family, lover, friends, you know, if you try to raise your vibration alone while you have people in your life, it's like the crab theory. You start to ascend, they'll drag you back down. It takes some pretty solid, stern discipline to be able to raise your vibration up out of a frequency that everybody else is on while you have all these other people in your life. So, if you do that successfully, I honestly don't see this person changing frequencies anytime soon. I really don't. I don't. So, if they don't change frequencies with you, the two of you will separate anyway by way of universal law. So that's about all you got on this right here. Either get the hell out of there, step back, accept it, and say, fuck it, what I got's what I got, or focus on raising your frequency. But like I said, that's hard. That's hard. Really hard. In any other scenario, I normally wouldn't even advise that. Just because of how hard it is. Even a skilled energy worker, an adept manifester, wouldn't even do that to begin with. Right? If any energy worker, if they find themselves in a place where they're trying to make a vibrational change, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to get away from everybody. Because any energy worker knows that anybody in your life is going to latch onto you and keep you trapped in that frequency. So, yeah, that's where you're at with it, man. So, all right, y'all. Well, I feel like those were the messages that my Aries family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget the information for personal readings is in the description. And for those of you who didn't catch the memo, remember, for the month of May, I broke out my course on how to read the tarot. And the ultimate goal with my tarot course, which, by the way, is still my most popular course of all, the ultimate goal is to make it easy and simple to understand. Yes, it's 2 parts, and yes, it's extensive, but at the end of it all, my goal is to be able to give you the confidence to be able to relax. You don't got to drive yourself that nuts. You don't have to pull your fucking hair out. You don't have to overthink it and think, I have to follow this rule and follow that rule. There's no. You don't have to do that. My style of tarot reading is very, very, very different. Very different. And you don't have to strictly abide by all these rules and do it this way and do it that way. My goal with my tarot course is to be able to give you the confidence to do it your own personal, unique way, right? So that you're not overthinking it and driving yourself nuts, okay? So the link for that is in the description. June 1st, it goes bye-bye. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. I'll see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity.